Oh yeah, after a week off and a whole new year, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Side Project Podcast. How's everybody doing, man? How is everybody doing? Man! Did you guys have a good Christmas and everything? Did you guys have a good holidays? Did you get everything you wanted? Did Santa trickle down your stairs and do your mom in the back in the shack? What am I even talking about, dude? I'm like 12. Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas? Did you get your family anything that they wanted? Did your kids throw a fit and say, but mommy, I wanted a Lamborghini, not a Ferrari. I wanted the Lamborghini, not a Ferrari. I wanted an Aston Martin, Dad. I can't believe you got me a Mercedes Benz. Can't believe it. Or did anybody's family react to anything that they got? Like that one video. What's that one video? There's that one like video of the kid that opens up an N64 and he's like, ah! Oh my God! Something like that. I'll find it. I'll put it in here. That was me. I reacted like that. I got money. I got money and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. No, seriously, money is a great gift. I know people are like, it's the fucking thought. You got to put some thought into it and go out there, hike 3 miles, fight a bear like in The Revenant. You know, Leo really did that. Leo really did that. Okay? Hey, Marge, Leo really did that. He did. He fought that bear. No, he didn't. He didn't fight that bear, Shelly. No, he did. He did fight that bear. He did. No, it's not the bear that he really, that was a real thing. It was that he ate the meat. He ate the raw meat. That was a real scene. And he's like a vegetarian or a vegan or something. You don't fucking know, Carl. Okay? Were you there, Carl? Were you there with Leo? Were you there with Leo in the trenches? The bear was real. No, I'm just kidding, Carl. The bear was just an actor. I fooled all of you. Yeah, wrong again. Bear wasn't real, nor was he an actor. It wasn't a thing. Dude, No Way Home. Spider-Man, No Way Home. Holy hell. Dude, my nipples were like AK bullets the entire movie. Man, absolutely amazing, dude. I just want to say, first of all, any projectors out there, any viewers of the show, tuner-inners of the show, or like you said that one time, view ears, if nobody knows what I'm talking about, you got to tune in. Hey. You got to tune in. Come on. Okay? Come on. It's like a whole new year. All right? 104 episodes. You got to tune in. You got to stay up to date. You miss an episode, you're lost. You're walking down the street and you're like, where am I? Fuck. I only missed one episode and I have no fucking clue where I am anymore. I just want to say, if you follow this podcast, you follow everything, you watch this episode, I just want to say, alongside a lot of us who had these predictions,
warning. The following first half of this episode of the Side Project Podcast includes spoilers for the movie Spider-Man No Way Home. If you indeed have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home, I strongly suggest that you pause this episode, visit a theater nearest you, watch Spider-Man No Way Home, then come back, unpause this episode, and continue to tune in and prepare to have an orgasmic time discussing Spider-Man No Way Home. Spoiler alert concluded.
I knew Charlie Cox's Murdoch was going to be in this movie. Matt Murdock, Daredevil. I knew that we would eventually, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, see multiple Spider-Man, obviously, in this movie. I knew, along with a lot of us, that we speculated Andrew's Spider-Man would be the one to save MJ as she was falling. I knew that Marvel would be trusted, that they could be trusted with handling this new Electro and not making him blue. I knew that Marvel could be trusted working with Sony on this for Spider-Man's No Way Home. Man, this movie hit so many amazing points in my colder than a witch's tit body that I nearly fainted in the theater. It's cold as shit out here these days, you guys, all right? It's cold as shit out here these days. I know people are like, aren't you in California? It's really not that cold. Hey, listen, all right? We're dealing with like 54 degrees out here right now. And to Californians, that's a lot. Now, you guys know my family's from New York, and I love New York. I used to go out to New York all the time. It ain't nothing for me. But it's cold. It's cold. I'm not going to lie. It is cold. It is cold, all right? Things are shriveled. Hey, whoa. Hey. You should fucking tone it down, all right? Tone it the fuck down, dude. This is a PG-27 show. Again, if you're a projector of the show, you know that when I went and saw Infinity War and when I went and saw Endgame and stuff, I didn't have those theaters where people were like freaking out at everything, clapping at stuff. And I know some people like have mixed feelings about that. Some people want a quieter theater somewhere in the middle. Some people want an interactive theater. Some people don't like all that shit. It's like, hey, tone it the fuck down. I'm trying to watch. I'm just excited as you. Well, we could talk about it after. But I've never experienced that where people were like sharing all of that together and like freaking out together and everything, you know? And in No Way Home, I finally actually had that. Man. Okay, first of all, though, before I tell my awesome theater experience, I also want to say that it doubled as a horrible theater experience, okay? It was, apparently, it was... Every teenager in the world is going to be in that theater at the same time. We're all teaming up together just to go there because we know that the Chazosaurus Rex is going to be in that theater on this day. So we all need to go there as teenagers and adolescents collectively to annoy the living fucking shit out of him so he cannot watch Spider-Man No Way Home and have an awesome time. All of us collectively are going to speak the entire movie. It was also bring your newborn child that was obviously born 3 days ago and has no idea what's going on, can barely even see, is just getting adjusted to the hearing of the world outside the womb, doesn't know what's going on, is peeing and shitting everywhere. It's like, what is that? What the fuck? Just give me a titty. I just need a titty. Bring all your newborn babies. Everybody that had a newborn baby in the vicinity of a 4-mile radius must come to watch Spider-Man No Way Home on this specific day. And we're just going to let our newborn children just cry and cry and cry throughout the whole film. So when there's an extremely sad moment, like when Aunt May, spoiler alert, by the way, for anybody watching this episode, I think it's been more than enough time now, but spoiler alert for the absolute entirety of this episode. So when Aunt May died, and it's like a moment that we're all trying to have together in the theater, Peter's like, and then in the distance you hear, and then another one, it sparks up another one. This one's also a dying donkey, unfortunately. You know, come on. Okay, hey, look. Hey, all right. Hey, might offend some people right now. All right, I got friends that have kids. Okay, I was a kid one time. Just once, only one time, and I grew up with brothers and all kinds of stuff. I get it, all right. I've got acquaintances that got friends. Look, listen, babies exist. I get it, all right, but it's not my fault that I paid for this movie that's super hyped up and I've been waiting for a very long time, and I paid for it so I could come and enjoy the movie and not deal with kids talking the entire time and babies crying the entire time. It's not my fault that you had a baby and I paid for this movie and I'm there to enjoy it. Hey, look, kids, all right, look, kids, they got to experience these things. The kids, they got to learn. Coming to a theater, you got to learn. Parents, you got kids, can't get a sitter. Who knows your case? You're being a responsible parent. You're bringing your kids. But where does that line draw? Okay, without offending anybody here, where do we draw that line of like, you got to bring your kids, and I'm trying to be understanding, but at the same time, I'm trying to watch this movie, and your kids just keep crying, especially if you're a parent that's not doing anything about it, like the parents that sat 4 seats away from me and just let their 2 kids talk up a storm and cry. And when I say talk, I just mean like, I can't even see, just give me a titty. That, the whole movie. Leave them at home. I mean, or don't go. Go to a different time. Or maybe it's my fault. I went early. That's when all that is. Well, I don't know about the teenagers. I don't know what they were doing up early. Just like, hey, let's all fucking talk about shit during Spider-Man. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Don't kids, younger kids, don't teenagers usually go? I went to the movies late. I went to the movies late at night. Huh? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I went late at night, all right? Hey, left the theater late at night. You know what I'm saying? Come on. What's going on here? But maybe it's my fault. Maybe I went too early. Maybe I should have gone in the evening time or later at night. I got the early bird special. I was like, I'm zoned in. I was thinking the opposite. There's not going to be a lot of like younger kids there. Anyway, man, fuck this. Anyway, I had one of those, aside from those moments, and hey, look, I wasn't the only one bothered, by the way. There was tons of people like, hey, I mean, seriously, tons of people like, shh, hey, come on. One guy was like, take your baby out. I was like, hey, I agree with that guy. I also had an awesome experience though, such as moments like when we first saw Matt Murdock for the first time. Everybody started cheering and clapping. Oh my God, you know what I mean? I can't believe it. Make love to me, Matt. And like when you first saw Andrew and Toby, everybody started cheering. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Make love to me, Andrew and Toby. And like everybody was freaking out. That was really cool. When you saw the Spider-Man when you saw Spider-Man swing together, all 3 of them, man, the theater erupted because it was like such a awesome moment to see. And I had those awesome moments, and I was there too. I was one of those guys, man. I don't care. Hey, I let loose this time, dude. I let loose. When I first saw Andrew walk through the portal, I knew right away though. By the way, who knew right away, right? Who knew? By the way, this episode is not going to be an entire just like what Chazzy thinks about No Way Home review. I'm getting into some other shit. Stay tuned, all right? And if you're a DC fan, by the way, stay tuned at the end of this episode. There's going to be some awesome shit about DC too. When Andrew came through the portal, whoo, I was like, woo! I shit you not. I'm going to reenact it. I was like, woo! Yeah! Fuck yeah! I don't even know if I said fuck yeah, but I feel like I did. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. It's like 40-something degrees outside, but inside it's lava. Andrew Garfield stood out to me the most, and I feel like everybody before this movie was all about Tobey Maguire, and definitely Tobey Maguire, don't get me wrong, of course, but I was even more so about Andrew, and now everybody's like, oh my God, Andrew, like, oh my God, I can't believe it, fucking Andrew, his story arc, the way that they did things, he saves MJ, oh God, it was so fucking emotional, man, he was so emotional, dude, I cried like 6 times during this movie. I don't care. Anybody out there shaming it? I don't care. For those real men out there, hey, exit. This ain't your place. Andrew stood out like a motherfucker to me, dude. I loved it. I was super stoked. Tobey was super mature. You could tell that he's grown, his character, you know? Toby's Peter. I'm going to kind of be calling them by their actual actor names because then it's like Peter, you know, Peter? Are you Peter? You Peter? You Peter? I love that they did that twice. They did the meme twice in the movie, dude. They did it in the lab scene. They did it in the lab scene, and then they did it when they were on the Empire State Building, no, Statue of Liberty. When they were on the Statue of Liberty, they did it twice, man. Loved it. Speaking of the Statue of Liberty, oh my God, those scenes on the Statue of Liberty. Am I right? The back scene, the all the jokes, the band. Are you in a band? That was absolutely that was so amazing, dude. Oh my God, are you in a band? Oh my God, that's great. Like that. That was absolutely amazing, dude. I love that, dude. The interaction between the Spideys, they were awesome. They were funny. They were emotional. They were comic accurate. They were meme accurate. Oh my God, dude, I'm red in the face. Absolutely amazing, dude. Top 10 best Marvel movies ever. All of existence, not just MCU. Top 5 even. Holy shit, dare I say top 3? Oh, I don't fucking know. Maybe, dude. Oh my God, it satisfied me more than sex. Where do we even begin here, man? I don't want to get too deep into just like my review. Like I said, we all know how we felt about, I was about to say Mario. Why was I about to say Mario? What? Mario? There's no Mario here. We all know how we felt about No Way Home. I talked to a lot of people in the DMs about No Way Home. And how we felt and shared our emotions and everything. Absolutely phenomenal movie. Like I said, one of the best Marvel movies ever, hands down. It satisfied so many points. It wrapped up so many story arcs across the multiverse, and phenomenal movie. They acted their asses off. Martin Scorsese. Anybody else that has been downing Marvel or whatever, holy hell, they acted their asses off. Oscar worthy, if the Oscars even mean anything to anybody anymore, because I know award shows don't really mean as much anymore these days, but Oscar worthy performance, for lack of better words, absolutely amazing on everybody's part. Blew me out of the water, man. But what I do want to focus on is I've got some scenes. There was a lot in this movie. Editors came out in this movie, I believe, or the producers or somebody, I don't remember who, and I wish I had the exact quote in front of me. I don't have it in front of me, but they did come out and they said that there was so much in this movie that they wanted to show, and just so much in this movie that they cut out. They just couldn't make the time for it. It was already a semi-long movie. They did a great job at the storytelling. But there's so much that was cut out. There's even things I believe in the trailers that aren't in the actual movie. And I've got a couple things here that said that was cut from Spider-Man No Way Home. And one of the things that we have here is an extended version of Peter's interrogation where Matt Murdock arrives to demand Peter's release. And I knew it, man! There was an episode not too long ago where I said that I bet you anything, that interrogation scene where they didn't show the top half, the neck up, they just showed like kind of the chest, waist down or whatever, torso of whatnot, of a guy who looked like he was dressed in Matt Murdock's clothing, his suit and everything. And I said, I bet you anything is camera tricks or he's CGI'd out and this and that. Excuse me, because they did put like a far away one where it was kind of like blurred or dark and you could kind of see his face and it did not look like Matt Murdock. I was correct, dude. Definitely Matt Murdock, 100%. And the scene was cut. Extended version of Peter's interrogation where Matt Murdock arrives to demand Peter's release. I bet you anything that would have been the first time that we actually saw Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, Daredevil, come into play, come into scene. First time that we see him in the film, and it would be him trying to demand Peter's release. Hi, he probably walks in like, hi, I'm Matt Murdock. I'm Peter's attorney, this and that. And then maybe it would even tell like, how did he become, did I miss this? Correct me if I miss anything. I'm firing on 500 different fireworks at one time. They're going off in my head. It's just bing, 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 because I'm a giant Spider-Man nerd, and this just, hey, you know what I'm saying? Bing bong, ha, bing bong, this whole movie, dude. And I've been waiting to talk about this. Took a week off. I've been waiting to talk about this. What was I saying though? What was I saying? How did he become Peter's lawyer? Did Peter contact him? Did somebody appoint him? Did he find Peter? Like, I want to know. Maybe this will get answered later. Also, Peter's court hearing. We would have seen a full-fledged Peter's court hearing scene where Matt proves Peter's innocence, but Peter's Stark Tech is apprehended by damage control. I believe we saw like a very, very, very quick flash of something like that, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Maybe? I don't know. But we would have seen something more fleshed out where they're doing the court hearing. I think that would have been awesome, alongside an extended version of Peter and Matt's talk at May's apartment, where Matt alerts Peter about the hardships of vigilante life, but agrees with Peter and May that it is worth it to help innocents. So we would have got a lot more of Matt Murdock in No Way Home. And I think that would have been dope, actually, if you ask me, man. I know that they got to make cuts for certain things. I know the multiverse was more so the focus. I know the villains were the focus. And I know, which, by the way, dude, the villain plot, I did not expect the plot to be Peter trying to save them. I didn't expect that one, dude. I thought it was just going to be like them teaming up, you know what I mean? The classic like villains versus heroes things. I didn't expect everything to turn out the way that it did, and Doc Ock to actually be helpful, right? And the only one that he really turned good in the beginning, at least, right away. I did not expect that, man. But we would have got a lot more of Matt Murdock. And I have something to say here. Extended version of Peter and Matt's talk in May's apartment, where Matt alerts Peter about the hardships of vigilante life. I hope you guys can keep up with me because I feel like I'm just fucking on crack. He alerts Peter about the hardships of vigilante life. I would like that explained more. Like, what would that scene have consisted of? How is he kind of schooling Peter on vigilante life if they don't know that he's Daredevil? And I feel like that was addressed, right? They don't know that he's Daredevil because in the scene that we got in the actual movie, he grabs the brick that's thrown into the window, right? And they're all like, how'd you know that was coming? Or how did you catch that or whatever? And he's like, oh, my hearing, right? But so they don't know that he's Daredevil, obviously. So if he's kind of schooling them on the hardships of vigilante life and like this and that and blah, 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 is it just simply because he's a lawyer, so he's kind of been around? Is it simply because he's older than Peter, he's wiser than Peter, he's his lawyer, he's giving him good advice? Or, like, do they question how he would know so much? Or do they not question it because he's an attorney? So it's like, oh, well, obviously he knows things, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe I just answered my own question. Maybe it has nothing to do with Daredevil at all. But I feel like there would be hints of it. Chestosaurus Rex mug! A televised debate between J. Jonah Jameson and a Spider-Man supporter where the supporter raises valid points while Jameson uses comical straw man arguments. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think it was needed. I think it's a valid cut from the film to be able to focus on other things. I don't think that was quite necessary. We've also got an awkward Midtown High student newscast where host Jason Iannello, so New York, that last name, complains that co-anchor Betty Brant abandoned them to work for the Daily Bugle. I believe Betty Brant is the white girl, the blonde hair, right? Who's doing the newscast, but now she works at the Daily Bugle. Do we need that scene? We don't need that scene. Like, we didn't need that scene. Glad it was cut. Right off over here, we've also got more scenes of Flash Thompson passing himself off. Just bit my lip. Hurts like a motherfucker. More scenes of Flash Thompson passing him. Now I've got tons of saliva in my mouth. Passing himself off for Peter's best friend and mentor to promote himself and his autobiography. I don't think that we need any more of Flash Thompson talking about that whole situation. I think we got enough of it. We got a few one-liners here and there. We got a few moments. Speaking of, did anybody catch the fact that his book was titled Flashpoint? Did anybody catch that his book was, Flash Thompson's book was titled Flashpoint? It makes sense because his name is Flash, but also DC Comics. Flashpoint, the Flash, Flashpoint Paradox, you know what I'm saying? Did anybody catch that? Was it a nod to DC like Marvel tends to do? I talked about that recently. I was on Save Room Podcast. You guys go check out Save Room Podcast, available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere where podcasts are available. They're on Instagram as Save Room Podcast. Definitely follow them. They're a duo of awesomely amazing dudes from the UK. Super informative, super funny, super great conversations. Just two great guys. And DK Pike, one of the hosts, just wrote a book. The novel is out there right now. You guys go check that out as well after you check out Save Room Podcast. But we talked about on their podcast, I talked about how Marvel, I mentioned to them, Marvel tends to do a lot of like nods to DC. They have a lot of like little nods to DC, even in the in the animations, such as like a 1981, I believe it was, Spiderman animation where they mentioned Superman. They do a lot of nods to Superman, such as the Eternals just did a nod to Superman, and et cetera, et cetera. There's many of those. And is this a nod to DC? It's got to be, right? It's got to be like a little nod. Is it a nod or is it a diss? You know what I mean? Like, we see that you're going to be doing Flashpoint, but we did the multiverse first. That's my evil Mario laugh. There's also a scene where Spider-Man's webbing up a robber played by Tom Holland's brother, Harry Holland, only for a Mysterio supporter to throw paint at his suit. I believe that we still got an iteration of that scene, but not as fleshed out. And I think that's fine. Over here, number 8, we've got Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan Stark, played by Lexi. I don't know how to pronounce her name. R-A-B-A. Is it Rab? Is it Rabby? Is it Rab? Is it Rabunctious? Played by Lexi, voicing her support for Spider-Man as Stark Industries is put under federal investigation for financing Peter's activities. I'm 50-50 on that. Some people would say, like, we got enough of Stark stuff going on. We still got Happy Hogan here and all that good stuff. We don't need Morgan Stark coming in. Like, maybe it would be out of place because it's just like a quick little scene of that happening. Who knows? But at the same time, maybe it would set up certain things later on for the future of the MCU. But I also have a question. And maybe I'm confused here. Somebody correct me. Morgan Stark, Tony's daughter, isn't she only a young child? Right? You have like, I'm thinking back to Endgame, right? And then Homecoming, and then No Way Home picks up right after Homecoming, right? Yes, it picks up. No, I mean Far From Home. Sorry, I meant Far From Home this entire time. No Way Home picks up right after Far From Home. So what's that gap there? Does that even make sense? She's a child, am I right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. There's numerous extended and alternate interactions between the three Peters. Yes! Give me more Peter Parkers. I'd love that, dude. I'd love that. Although I gotta say, the way that they handled it, man, they handled it beautifully though, dude. The way that they told this story, the way that these two Peters, Toby and Andrews, came into the picture, and the way that they left the picture, it was all brought in beautifully and wrapped up beautifully. They had an amazing time together. It makes sense. The time frame of the storyline, it makes sense. It's good. I just got super hungry mid fucking sentence. I'm starving. The way that they did it was great, but come on, those interactions were absolutely awesome, and I would absolutely love to have even more of it, dude. I would absolutely love to have even more of it, to cry even more. Maguire's Peter and Garfield's Peter both alerting Holland's Peter, a lot of Peters, that the Green Goblin is the greatest enemy that they both have faced and the one that always targets their loved ones. I actually would have loved to see that interaction too. I'd love to see the interactions of them talking about the same things, similar things that happened in their universes respectively and how it went about. That's awesome. And then like communicating with each other. Chazosaurus Rex Mod! Communicating with each other on how they handled such situation and how they handled such situation and such and whatnot. I would love more of those, man. There's an alternate ending where Strange sends the trespassers, the villains and everybody back to their universes without casting a new spell, and Peter's identity remains public. Peter graduates high school, but still breaks up with MJ and distances himself from her and Ned to protect themselves. Protect them from his enemies. I wouldn't want that scene. Sorry, I'm trying to find something real quick while I'm talking about this. I actually wouldn't want that alternate scene, man. Strange sends everybody back to their universes without casting the new spell, and Peter's identity remains public. Peter graduates high school, but he still breaks up with MJ and distances himself from her and Ned to protect them from his enemies. I wouldn't want that. I like the way that the ending actually ended. And I don't think that that alternate ending is the best choice. Hold on, I'm trying to find something. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to give proper credit to where I found all of these 12 alternate endings, deleted scenes, all the stuff that I'm just talking about right now. And it was on 4chan, but it's also give credit to _Superhero Academy on Instagram for finding that. So I want to talk about something. Like I said, this isn't going to be your typical like No Way Home review. I want to talk about certain things. Here's what I think is going to happen with Tom Holland's Spidey moving forward. Okay? Hear me out. Tom Holland has signed on for another trilogy, right? The college trilogy. I'm uncertain if they're going to continue with the home title moving forward. I think with everything this iteration of Peter has gone through and the way that No Way Home ended, it showcases his growth as both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. A lot of people have bones to pick with many things in this iteration of Spider-Man, such as how something that I've even said myself, that it hasn't been a 100% true Peter Parker. A lot of it was Tony Stark or handed down from Tony. We haven't really seen too much of what we finally saw a lot more in No Way Home of Peter doing Peter things that happen in the comics. A lot of this was based on him being mentored from Tony Stark. But the MCU started with a much younger Peter than we have before, and he entered in a different time line and a different time frame than I think anything that we've gotten before. So I've always said, and I still say, wait it out. Marvel has things specifically planned and specifically executed way down the line. I think that we're going to go back and look at this as a bigger picture. These, what will be 6 Spider-Man movies mixed with all his appearances in the past, his appearances in the future, appearances elsewhere, has the potential to be the best storytelling of a character in the Marvel universe. If not one of the best storytelling of a Marvel character in the Marvel universe. He's literally growing before our eyes. He's literally changing before our eyes. And think of how No Way Home ended. Man, I got so many theories. My mind is like spinning. So I'm going to try to stay on track here and forgive me if I'm like going all over the place. But listen, look, no one knows he's Spider-Man. Okay? No one even really knows like Peter Parker in general. You know what I mean? A lot of people that he loves don't even know him like how they knew him before, for that matter. He allows, for the time being at least, maybe forever, who knows, but I doubt it. But we don't know as of right now. He allows Ned and MJ to be, because he has that moment of realization where it may be better, he may be better off without them. They may be better off without him because of who he is, Spider-Man. Aunt May is dead. Happy doesn't know him anymore. None of the Avengers, as so it is believed to be, know him anymore. He has no one. This is about to change. This is about to change everything. This is about to change the Peter Parker that we have come to know. This will change the Spider-Man that we have come to see. This is now going to be a Peter Parker that has to rely on his own genius to pull things off. If they don't throw in another mentor role or retract the fact that he doesn't have any Stark tech any longer, any access to Stark tech, this is going to be a Peter Parker that's going to have to rely on his own creations, his own tech to continue moving forward as Spider-Man, such as we see him creating his own suit, sewing it at that, in his new apartment where he lives alone, himself. He's got no one. Thus bringing us in the Peter Parker that sections of fans have been waiting and wanting to see. What some may have claimed was missing from an MCU Spider-Man. And I think that this is their chance to dub this as the Spectacular Spider-Man. I really do think so. This home look, listen, people have been wanting a whole different spot. This is storytelling, you guys. This is storytelling. Remember back in the day, for anybody that's read comics or anything, right? For the comic readers, you read the comics, something happens in the comics, you're like, oh shit, no way. Like what? You know what I mean? Or if you're going through something, you're like, I don't know, I'm not agreeing with this, you know what I mean? Or I'm not digging this as much, you know what I mean? Or I don't know about this, I don't know. And then you pick up the next issue and things get explained. Or things change, or things move forward. It's a part of the storytelling. Hey, now don't get me wrong. You cannot like something. Hey, that's fine. That's totally fine. You can disagree with me as well. That's fine. But this is just the way I'm looking at it, and I'm just going to give it to you and see if you feel the same. This is storytelling. So you could definitely pick things apart. In Homecoming, in Far From Home, in No Way Home, in his appearances in other movies, of course. Of course. You could pick things apart. You could say you didn't like this. We're not getting this kind of Peter. I wanted this Peter more. I wanted this Spider-Man more. Of course. But I think now the potential is there to please those naysayers, that didn't like this iteration, or to please those people who wanted certain things done differently or a different way. This is that opportunity. We got the high school trilogy. We got the home, quote unquote, moniker trilogy. We got the Tony Stark inspired mentor role Spider-Man trilogy. And now we're going to be getting the college trilogy. The Peter without anybody trilogy. The Peter that may not rely so much on the Avengers or a mentor role trilogy. We could very so quite get the spectacular Spider-Man trilogy. And not necessarily exactly everything from the comics, but maybe just the name. Everything is changing. Even the suit is taken from Steve Ditko's iteration. Spectacular Spider-Man. Right? The home moniker. We've got Homecoming. We've got Far From Home. We've got No Way Home. And now we've got a new trilogy set forth. He's changing. Like I said, everything's changing. Everything is changing. Peter, Spidey, the world around him, everything is changing. So what better way to also put forth, because you know Marvel never does anything without deep thought. And I know Sony's attached to this. But we all know Marvel's got more creative control over this. That's part of the deal, right? So, with that being said, what better way, if we're seeing all of this change, to also change the title? With Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, it was just Spider-Man, right? Then we got Andrew Garfield's iteration with The Amazing Spider-Man. Then our introduction to MCU Spider-Man was in Civil War, of course, but when he got his new movie, it was Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, it was just Spider-Man, but it had a subtitle, Homecoming. Then the next one, Spider-Man Far From Home. Then the next one, Spider-Man No Way Home, marking the end of this trilogy. So what better way to mark the growth of Peter Parker, the growth of Spider-Man, the growth of this storytelling, and the future of this storytelling, and the future of Peter and Spider and everything involved, than to change its name? No longer go with the home moniker. Let's now have it be the Spectacular Spider-Man. And hey, if it's got a subtitle, cool. Doesn't even have to. The first film doesn't even have to. The Spectacular Spider-Man. Then the second one could be the Spectacular Spider-Man subtitle. Then the third one, the Spectacular Spider-Man subtitle, whatever it may be. Am I wrong or am I right? Does anybody like this idea? Or maybe you could think of a different, the blank Spider-Man, but I think Spectacular nails it. We are getting the Spectacular Spider-Man style kind of suits. It's always kind of been based off Steve Ditko, I believe, right? But what better way to show the growth, right? What better way, man? New everything requires a new title. I mean, what does this mean for all the other characters, though? You know, aside from just like Spider-Man, what does this mean for all the other characters such as Venom? Because we saw at the end, the post-credit scene, right? That Eddie and Venom were there. They knew about Spidey. They knew about Peter. They were trying to go get him. And then Strange did the thing and everybody went back, right? But a piece of the symbiote was there. Is it symbiote or symbiote? Symbiote. It's definitely not symbiotes or whatever, right? What was it? How do they say it? I don't even know now. Now I have fucked my whole mind up. But a piece of Venom was there. It got stuck behind. So what does that mean, dude? What does that mean for the future moving forward? Does this mean that in the MCU that we could possibly see Flash Thompson become Agent Venom in the future? Are we setting up Agent Venom? Or is it just going to be some iteration? It could still be an iteration of Eddie Brock. Are we going to have more than one Eddie Brock exist? He's going to college now. Maybe Eddie is a college football player. I don't know if I'd want that, though. I think the obvious one would be that we're going to get Black Suit Superman in this Spectacular Spider-Man moving forward, right? That would be it. And then what? But then it doesn't stay with Spidey, right? It doesn't stay with Peter. It goes to somebody else. Where does it go? Does it go to Flash Thompson at some point in time? Or does it find its way back to where Tom Holland's iteration went? We still don't know. There's a lot to be answered because the multiverse is still happening. Though things wrapped up here with Spider-Man, things are still happening in Doctor Strange, so who knows, right? What does this mean for the universe that Sony's creating? What does this mean for the Eddie Brock and the Venom that we already have? What does this mean for Morbius? Because we see iterations of Spider-Man in the Morbius trailer, but I believe it's Tobey's Spider-Man. So what time frame does Morbius take place in? Because then you also got Vulture in Morbius, though. But then he also mentions Venom in Morbius, though. So what time frame does Morbius take place in? And then what about the Craven? What about the Craven movie? A Craven movie's happening. Where does that take place? Right? Michael Keaton stated recently that he's been suited up for Vulture again. Was he just talking about Morbius? Or was he talking about something that we weren't aware of? And if so, is that still a part of the MCU? Because he's a part of the MCU. So where does it all take place? And what does it all mean? Where does it all take place? And what does it all mean? Where does it all take place? There's been rumblings that both Tobey and Andrew Spidey films could be getting resurgence. But there's been more rumblings about Andrew. I would love that, man. What do you guys want? I did a poll. I think I did a poll. Yeah, I did a poll. Who would you want more, Andrew or Tobey? Almost everybody said Andrew. I gotta tell you, man, Andrew did an amazing job. Andrew did an amazing job, dude. He really did. There's even rumblings about bringing back Emma Stone for a Spider-Gwen movie. Gwen Stacy coming back. What does this all mean? And if so, where do they exist? Where do they all exist, man? I gotta tell you though, I wouldn't be opposed if it's not even like all tied in. But I feel like now you kind of gotta tie it in though, because we saw them in the MCU and we saw them all interact. But maybe it just goes off in his own universe. We're seeing another universe. Like just like if you read different comics of Spider-Man simultaneously. And they didn't actually exist in the same timeline, right? And you read simultaneously, not in the same timeline. I'm fine with that, dude. If we can wrap up Andrew and Tobey's storylines with their own movies, their own final movies, I'm fine with that, dude. But who knows, dude? We still have a lot of multiverse talk and scenery and events to be portrayed. So much yet to be seen that's going to be seen with the next installment of Doctor Strange. So much can still occur and so much can still be answered. But I want to know what you guys think, man. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. While you're rumbling about that, while you're thinking about that, while Spectacular Spider-Man is going through your head and you're like, oh my God, Chazzy, that is an absolutely amazing idea. And every time I talk to anybody about it, I'm going to tell them that it came from the Side Project podcast. And anytime I see anybody say anything that even has the word spectacular in it, I'm going to tag the Side Project podcast because you yourself are spectacular. You should just rename this the Spectacular Side Project podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week. Oh! And this week's Cosplay of the Week is a double whammy. Hit me on the left side, hit me on the right side, hit me on the left one time, hit me on the right one time, because it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy, and I believe they're from Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's Cosplay of the Week is a double whammy, and it's none other than geek_Psy, and that's geek spelled normally, and Psy spelled P-S-Y. And Hitman_cosplay, geek_Psy, and Hitman_cosplay, and I'm throwing it up on the screen right about now. Yes! Look at this, dude. Oh my God. Look at this, right? Wow, dude. It is of Spider-Man and Carnage. Oh my goodness. Two of my favorites here. All it's missing is Venom, because that's also three of my favorites. And listen, you guys got to please me specifically, only me all day, every day, one pillow. This is absolutely amazing, dude. And I found this via Extraordinary Men of Cosplay on Instagram. And that's extraordinary_men_of_cosplay on Instagram. Shout out to them. And the photo is by, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to try, and I may butcher this here, but maybe it's Nadine Lipatova. I don't know. I don't know if it's one last name. I don't know if that's part of your first name. I don't know if it's a middle name. I have no idea, but I know that the first name's got to be Nadine. It's NadineLipatova. PATOVA on Instagram. That's who the photo is done by. But let's go ahead and take a look at Geek Sai and Hitman's cosplay. This is absolutely dope. It is of Spider-Man and Carnage. Oh my God, I just noticed something that I did not notice before starting this episode. And you see Carnage is just destroying Spider-Man. And at the end of the tip there of Carnage's hand, arm, I guess you could say, is Spidey's heart. Oh my God. I did not realize that. You guys went balls to the walls, dude. You straight up just took a scrotum and threw it on the wall. That's what we're doing. Absolutely amazing, dude. Oh my God. Amazing Spidey suit here. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I believe Geek is Spidey and Hitman is Carnage, and both of you guys have done an absolutely phenomenal job, man. Oh my God. The suits look absolutely dope. The detail on both are absolutely amazing. Please let me know who made your suits. Did you make them yourselves? Did you outsource? How did you do it? Absolutely dope. How did you pull this off, too? Man, this is amazing, dude. Look at Carnage's face. Wow, dude. This has got to be, speaking of Carnage, this has got to be one of, if not the best Carnage cosplay that I have ever seen, man. You've got the face down so perfectly. The eyes are absolutely perfect. I mean, 10 out of 10 here, dude. The way you got the black on the face a little bit with the red in the back of the head, all the black going on in the chest, man. Oh my God, dude. The tentacles coming out of your body. I've seen some Venom and Carnage cosplays, and by all means, you guys are doing the absolute best that you can do. But I've seen some that where the tentacles, like, it's not coming off 100%. I'm sorry. This is 110%. This is amazingly done, dude. And the Spidey is absolutely awesome. Super comic accurate. I'm trying to look at your eyes there. I don't want to waste everybody's time, but let's see if I can go to if I can do it real quick, and go to your Instagram, Geek Sai here, because I do know, I did glance at it, and I know that they've got tons of amazing cosplays, dude, aside from just Spider-Man and everything. Yeah, okay, the eyes are the more, dare I say, the amazing Spider-Man style, where they're not like the white eyes or anything, his Spidey eyes, which you guys know, I am a giant fan of the Amazing Spider-Man suit. Absolutely love it. So I love your little mix here that you got going on with the eyes and everything. Absolutely dope, man. This is one of the best Spidey cosplays that I've ever seen. This is one of the best Carnage cosplays that I've ever seen. This is an absolutely amazingly done collaboration. Shout out to the photographer for capturing this in an amazing way. If you did any edit, you did an absolutely phenomenal job with the edit as well. This is blowing my mind right now. This is absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, please go follow Geek Sai on Instagram, PSY on Instagram. That's how it's spelled. And Hitman_cosplay on Instagram, as well as Extraordinary Men of Cosplay, because that's how I found these two gentlemen. This is absolutely amazing. Geek Sai and Hitman Cosplay, your Spider-Man and Carnage cosplay of the week for me is amazing.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
All right, time to play some Halo.
You've been a cosplay of the week on the world's greatest podcast, the Side Project Podcast.
What?
Have you been a cosplay of the week on the Side Project Podcast?
Yes, I have. How did you know?
Just by looking at you, I can tell you associate with greatness. And what better way to show that off than to showcase your cosplay of the week tee, available on the Side Project merch store now.
Oh my God! It drapes across my nipples so perfectly.
Exactly. There's also a Cosplay of the Week mug and many other Side Project products you can drape across those bad boys, like the Project Lodian tee.
I get it. It's kind of like Nickelodeon, but not.
The Project Network tee.
It's like Cartoon Network, but not.
The Project Line sweater.
It's a great design, and it keeps me warm.
Become a Chazosaurus Rex yourself when you sport the Chazosaurus Rex tee.
This guy kind of looks like me.
There's so many designs available, you'll lose your mind.
I'm losing my mind.
Tees, sweaters, hoodies, long sleeves, mugs, whatever you're looking for, get it on the Side Project merch store now and validate your sexiness.
All right, before I get out of here, I want to discuss something with you guys and showcase something with you guys real quick. A little while back, I had two phenomenal gentlemen by the name of Mas Mateo and director, writer, actor Brian Bowles to discuss the indie film Barbara. And yes, that's Barbara Gordon, as in Batgirl. Brian wrote, directed, and starred in, as the Joker, two films of his already, one entitled The Death of Robin, and it won 2020 Gen Con Best Fan Film, as well as his other production, Nightmare, a Batman film. When I previously spoke to him, he was working on the film Barbara at the time of me speaking to him. Since then, there has been some changes, both cast and script. Mateo is no longer a part of the project. There's been new announcements and new additions to the project, such as a name change as well, with the new title being Batman: Fall of the Family. The film was originally titled Barbara due to its focus on Batgirl, but as things changed and further developed, Brian decided on Fall of the Family as the new title. As he states, it focuses equally on the trio of Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Alongside this trio, I know from previously having Brian on that we Batman fans can expect the characters in the likes of Commissioner Gordon, Victor Zsasz, the Joker, Scarecrow, the Riddler, and new casting announcements have come forth with Catwoman, The Flash, Nightmare Nurse, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, and even Aquaman. And the reason I'm talking to you guys about this is because a new trailer has just been released for Brian's upcoming film, Batman: Fall of the Family. And we're going to watch it together right here, right now. B Squared Productions. A film by Brian Bowles. From the director of Batman: The Death of Robin and Batman: Nightmare. Oh my God, this looks, the production value, Brian. See the Riddler there? See Barbara there? Joker card being handed down.
You think you can scare me? You think you know anything about being bad? You've never felt the world crumble around you or tasted desperation. I've seen desperate, and you don't have that look in your eyes. Who's gonna be there for you, Batman? Who's gonna be there for you when it all comes crumbling down around you? Isn't that your biggest fear?
Oh my God, Batman: Fall of the Family, coming 2022.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, spadoinkle. Jesus Christ, man. Brian, holy hell, dude. Oh my God. Listen, you guys, The Death of Robin and Nightmare, his films that are available on YouTube right now at B Squared Productions, were absolutely phenomenally done. From the cinematography to the writing to the directing to the acting to everything in between, they were absolutely phenomenal. And I am not just saying that because I had him on. I am not just saying that because I had him on. I loved this beforehand. I watched them beforehand. They were absolutely amazingly done. The production value on Batman: Fall of the Family, dude, you guys had it at level 10? You just stuck it to 22. You guys just stuck it to 22. Absolutely amazing, dude. Oh my God. I am so stoked for this. Hold on. We gotta look. Did you guys see that that glimpse of Scarecrow? Did you see that glimpse of Scarecrow, dude? Let's see. Oh my God, right there, right there. I'm gonna try to pause it. Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Oh my. Hey, Scarecrow is on my top list to cosplay, by the way. Scarecrow is on the top list for me to cosplay, by the way. That's one. I know that if you follow if you follow the Side Project Instagram, you know that by the time this episode comes out, the last weekend, I was doing like a Q&A and whatnot on Instagram. And Juice actually asked me that question about the cosplay and everything. And all the cosplays that I did mention that I was going to possibly be doing, spoiler alert, in 2022 were Marvel. But just because I did not mention, I only mentioned 2, just because I didn't mention anything else, that also does not mean that those 2 are going to happen, but it also doesn't mean that those 2 are not going to happen. But it also doesn't mean that there's other ones that I may and may not be doing as well. But anyway, besides me, I just wanted to say Scarecrow is one of my favorite characters from DC as well. I love the look. I just love the goddamn look of Scarecrow. And I don't see too many Scarecrow cosplays, by the way. And holy hell, you guys did an amazing job with this. This looks phenomenal, dude. This looks freaky. This looks accurate. Wow, man. Shout out to everybody involved in Batman Fall of the Family. This is absolutely dope, dude. You got Batman going, freaking out there. You see Barbara freaking out, crying. Nightmare Nurse, the smile on her face, the freakiness of Joker. There's so much going on. What's going on in the scene where you guys are, what looks like escorting Victor, right? Wonder, you see Batman there, you see Robin there, you see Batgirl there. Who's behind? Who's behind Victor? Is it just maybe guards? Who could it be? Is it anybody important? You know? I love the scene too where Joker, absolutely amazing, dude. I cannot wait for this. Man, I was stoked for this when it was Barbara, but oh my God, dude. I am up. Oh man, dude. Hey, come on, dude. AK bullets for nipples. You know what I'm saying? I am so excited for this, man. I am so excited for this Batman Fall of the Family. I cannot wait. Just put me in this movie, dude. I just want to be in it. I just want to be around this movie. I just want to be in the vicinity. Can I just be there when you're editing? Fuck. This is absolutely dope, dude. I cannot wait for this, man. If you guys are excited as I am, please follow Brian Bowles on Instagram at Brian Bowles Official, and that's BOWLES. I believe I'm pronouncing it right now. Brian never told me the entire episode that he was on that I was pronouncing his name the wrong way. It had to come from family and friends and fans of his, and I felt like an idiot. But I hope I'm pronouncing it right this time. Also follow his production company, B Squared Productions, spelled exactly how it sounds, B Squared, B-E Squared Productions on Instagram, and follow the YouTube, B Squared Productions on YouTube, so you can get everything and stay up to date on everything. They have an Indiegogo, you guys. They have an Indiegogo set up. You can check that out. I'll put the links in the description on this episode right here, right now, and I'm more than likely going to put the link in bio on Instagram and everything as well. It'll be there. Go support the Indiegogo. I'm going to support it. This is absolutely dope. I cannot wait for this. I am so stoked, man. I am so stoked, dude. Commissioner Gordon, Victor Zsasz, the Joker, Scarecrow, the Riddler, Catwoman, Flash, Nightmare Nurse, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, Aquaman, Batman, Robin, Batgirl. What? And the production value is through the roof. You guys stepped it up. I'm super proud. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked to say that I have a part in this in the sense of interviewing you and talking to you and beforehand. Oh my God, man. This is awesome, dude. Let's get out there and let's support this Indiegogo because this is dope. This is what we need for sure. For sure. Tell me everything. Tell me all of it. Tell me all of it of what you guys think about this week's episode. Anything you guys have to say. Hit him with the Brian Bowles Joker stance. Phenomenal, dude. And then a Batman. Thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those things that you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down, you hit that big red button that says subscribe, and it goes, and you get 100 sexy project points. You can give them out. You can hand them out. You can hand them out to your friends and your family. You can be like, hey, I got these from the Side Project Podcast. What do I do with them? We don't know yet. It's been 2 years and I still don't know what to do these, but hey, I am racking them up because someday, one day, at some point in time, they're going to be used for something, and I am going to be filthy rich, and I'll be able to cash them in on something. The Jazzosaurus Rex never lets me down. Thank you for listening on Apple, Google, Spotify, and all those things you listen on. You rate and review, you thumbs up, you do all those things you do. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys make sure, share things, share it on Instagram, share it on YouTube, share this, share that, because that's how things get out. All the love has been tremendous lately, and I super appreciate it, man. I super appreciate it. So awesome moving forward into this new year. Happy New Year. I appreciate all of you, like I said, from the bottom of my heart, with everything that you do and everything that we do together as a team. If you're looking for me, you can find me at IG Hates Chazzy on Instagram, and everything else you want to find me at is going to be, I don't even know anymore, dude. Where is it? Right here? Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah, you can find it right here. Press that follow button. Follow. People are probably like, what am I watching? If you're looking for the podcast as a whole, you can find it at Side Project Podcast on Instagram. Let's hit him with a Chazosaurus Rex mug for the outro.